What up, Dokkaners? JP received top grossing last night for the Int Gohan Trunks Carnival banner. So the question obviously is all about global. When will global get the top grossing? So today I'm going to explain a couple of things, the history of top grossing, how it used to be tabulated, how it is now, and all that stuff. And TLDR, I think global will still get top grossing. I know that some people are very concerned. I've seen some doom and gloom out there thinking global's not going to get it. Never say never. There's always a chance that anything could happen. So there is that. But based on how they have been changing how they conduct top grossing and stuff, I think we still will. I'm not concerned. Also, it will take a few days. So I think we'll get it, and it'll take a couple days. So that being said, let's dive in and let's discuss. JP got this on the 16th of December at 9 p.m. PST. So they got 50 Dragon Stones. They got 2,500 Int Hidden Potential Orbs. They got some Kais. They got some Diamond Hercule statues. So JP's top grossing is calculated differently than global. So let's start there. Let's talk about how top grossing is calculated. There is a fun read by Proton who made this 6 years ago. Good Lord. Shout out to Proton. I'm going to link this down below so you guys can check it out. But basically, TLDR, think of it like this. JP's top grossing, they simply have to get number one at any point during the day. That's it. So if they get number one for even a fraction of a second, and then they are overtaken the rest of the way, doesn't matter. They got number one. Therefore, this sentence is accurate. They got number one in sales. They sure did. They're not going to specify that it was for 2.2 of a second. No, they're going to tell you it's number one in the games. That's it. So they're done. And now they get the rewards. That's why it happens so fast. And that's why they give out the rewards so quickly. It's because it's very easy to achieve number one relative to global. It's because in the ever shifting volatile market that is the mobile game store, the gacha apps, there's a billion gacha apps, especially in Japan. It's very difficult to maintain number one for more than 5 minutes, probably. So that's why they do it this way. JP has it easier, I think, but what do I know? And then global, this is where it gets complicated because global's international version spans the entire globe except for Japan. Every region, every time zone needs an adequate amount of time to tabulate their totals. For them, it's not who hits number one at some point during the day, it's who ends at number one. So think of it like a race. If you win the race at the end, is that the right analogy? Whatever, let me just stick to what I was originally saying. If you end 24 hours tabulation at number one, you win. That's it. So if you are number one for 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds, and on the final second, I don't know, Tinder takes over and gets number one, you lost. Because at the end of the tabulation period, you are not number one. That I'm sure has happened on many occasions. But that is why we don't end up getting a billion regions hitting number one. Because if all of these regions had the same criteria as JP, global players would be getting exactly 50,000 stones every time. That's insane. That's just, it's insane. I mean, I would love it, but they probably wouldn't. So that's why global players have to take longer. It takes longer for them to tabulate all the totals in each region. And that is why it takes roughly 3 to 4 days. There are a bunch of examples here from back like 5 years ago. Yeah, 2020 for JP. Oh, sorry, that's what. Yeah, like it takes a couple years. No. It's March 2nd for JP, March 4th for global, March 18th, March 20th. These are all much older. So here are more recent examples of this. GDC. I think this is the last time we actually got top grossing. I could be wrong here, but GDC part 1, July 7th, 2025, 3 a.m. PDT was JP's top grossing. They got 50 stones and change. And then global's top grossing was July 10th. 8 p.m. PDT, so 3.5 days, almost 4 days. And then we also got 50 Dragon Stones, and we only got top grossing in 3 regions for top action game. I'll talk about this in a second. And then if we go to GDC part 2, July 23rd, 8 p.m. PDT was JP. They got 50 Dragon Stones and change. And then global's top grossing July 27th, 11 p.m. PDT, which is a full 4 days afterwards. And then our top grossing was 50 stones and change for 7 regions hitting number one in top action game. So now let's talk about this action game, all categories thing. This is what happened. Wait, did I look at the wrong? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, so ever since Worldwide 2024, they announced that they were going to be changing the criteria for global's top grossing. Before all of this, it used to be every region that global got, they would be getting 7 stones per region. This was back during Dokkan's prime days where they were dominating the charts all the time. Number one in 8 regions, number one in 12 regions, whatever. They would get 7 stones per region. So if they got 8 regions top grossing, they got 56 stones. If they got 12 regions top grossing, they got 84 stones. I don't actually, what was the highest amount of regions we got at number 1 during that time? That might have, I mean, I was around during that, but I don't remember. You guys let me know if you happen to remember that. But since then, over the years, more gacha games have emerged. The game has gotten older, right? Other people want new, fresh sort of games to consume. So it's naturally become harder to stay relevant in the same capacity. So they have had to make some changes. And now with the full synchro coming up during Worldwide 2024, they said once global hits top grossing in 3 or more regions, they will automatically receive 50 Dragon Stones. This is to make it easier for them to match JP whenever JP gets top grossing. Generally speaking, whenever JP hits top grossing, it's probably around 3 or more regions that global will also get top grossing in whatever category. Those categories can be anything. It can be top grossing in all categories. It could be top grossing in games. It could be actions in games. It could be games and puzzles. Whatever it is, they will fudge with the numbers to give that same level of success. So going back to this example, right? The JP top grossing for GDC, they got number 1 at some point during the day, and they got top grossing. Global's top grossing was 3 regions in top action game. This is not, I mean, this looks good, right? Because we got top grossing. It looks great, right? It looks really good. But when you really think about it, this is a very specific subsection of games. So the chances of a certain game ranking better in a smaller category is much higher. So it is kind of lame when you think about it relative to what it used to be, which was top grossing in all categories. But still, it gives the illusion of success. Therefore, 50 stones. We go to part 2, and Global's success is now a little bit better when you really look at the numbers because it's 7 regions, but again, it's in top action. During GDC part 2, we were able to hit number 7 regions, number 1 in top action. Into all categories, it was probably like 1 or 2 regions, but that's not enough to warrant a 50 stone payout. So they changed the parameters to make it look way better. This is what I mean when I say fudge with the numbers. So bringing us to today, if we take a look at the numbers here, let's start with the first day of release, December 14th and 15th, because the banner came out the 15th at 9 p.m. The stone sales came out 15th at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Okay, so this doesn't quite cover every region, but let's just start there. From the 14th leading into the 15th, this is what the market looked like on Apple in all regions. Not much life, right? A little bit of green arrow stuff going on here and there, but I mean, all the rankings are pretty low. Now, if we go to 15th into the 16th, this is our first sign of life because the stone sales have come in, people are spending, and now we're starting to see some number 1s. We're seeing a lot of pushes, right? We see some number 1s, number 2s. If we categorize all this by games and puzzle, which is the narrowest category, only 2 regions got number 1. Wow. And if we go to games and actions, only 2 regions hit number 1. If we go to games, the best we got was at number 4, and overall, the best we got was number 7. So in this particular instance, Dokkan is not going to look at all categories. Dokkan is not going to look at games. They're going to have to look at games and actions or games and puzzle. But in this particular instance, we have only 2 regions hitting number 1. So I'm wondering why here Global has 3 countries in games and action. No, we don't. Hold on. So if we go to 16th into the 17th, I am recording this on the 17th, so it's not done. Yeah, so I don't know what this is strange. Okay, so I think it's only 2 regions that hit number 1 in games and action, games and puzzle. But what I'm trying to say here is, even though it looks bleak, it's looked bleak before. They looked at the numbers during GDC part 1 and they said, ooh, yikes. Number 1 in all categories is not looking very good. So let's narrow it down to games. Ooh, yikes. Games doesn't look very good. Let's narrow it down to games and action. Sometimes they have just given us thank you rewards. Sometimes they don't even talk about regions and which ones got number 1. They'll just say, hey, thanks for playing. Here's some stones. So my theory, at the end of the day, after going through all of this stuff, is that I think Global will still get top grossing rewards. It just won't be called top grossing. I think because only 2 regions getting number 1, that kind of contradicts directly this little criteria that they talked about during Worldwide 2024. My theory is that Global will get top grossing, we'll get our 50 stones, but it'll be through the lens of, hey, thank you for supporting the game. Thank you for, or you know what? Maybe it's like a holiday bonus. Happy holidays. Thank you for playing the game. We love you. Here's 50 stones. And here's exactly whatever JP got. I think that's what's going to happen. Whatever it is, we won't find out for at least a couple more days. So JP, like I said, got this on the 16th at 9 p.m. Considering how they've done things, it'll take a few days. So I'm going to guess that it'll probably be either the 19th or the 20th. Probably not the 20th, though, because the 20th is a weekend. The 19th is Friday, but in Japan it would be Saturday. So I'm thinking either maybe like the start of Friday, they might do it, or they'll probably do it after the weekend is over. So maybe like the 21st late night going into the 22nd, which could be an even longer wait. That's my guess. But anyway, I just wanted to give my thoughts on this because I know some people, like I saw a few people saying like it's just not going to happen. Yeah, don't be surprised if global doesn't get top grossing. To be fair, there's always that chance, right? Never say never. Just like I'm always saying, you know, save your stones in case something happens. You never know if this might happen. You never know if that might happen. There's always a chance, sure, that global doesn't get top grossing based on this poor performance. But in my opinion, and based on history, I think we will, because they will fudge the numbers to give global the same illusion of success. And that is my TED Talk. Thank you for listening. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, obviously like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on this top grossing conundrum, this situation that we got going on over here on the global side of the game. Do you guys think we're going to be getting 50 stones? Do you think it's going to be called top grossing, or do you think it's going to be some sort of a thank you reward like I am thinking? What are your thoughts on the current state of the game? Honestly, I think it's pretty surprising that we got it. I wasn't expecting it at all. This is part 2 of a monthly Dokkan Festival celebration. Nobody's spending right now. Everyone's saving up for 11th anniversary. So I'll take what I can get. This is an absolute win. I was expecting 0 grossing. Let me know your thoughts over on the comments down below. Also be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future. And click the notification bell so that you'll let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and I was to Dokkan responsibly.